Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty everybody, it looks like we are live. Yes indeed, everything's looking good. Welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SVTV, aka It's Just Bitcoin. Today's date is Sunday the 15th of August 2021, and what a momentous day it is today, because today is the day that President Nixon, 50 years ago to the day, took the US dollar off the gold standard. Would you believe it? So let's have a look at this article here, just written by Bitch News. Here we go. So 50th anniversary of Nixon Shock. How suspending the dollar's convertibility with gold fueled today's fiat world. Well, talking about fueling today's fiat world, I've just been trying to find some figures for you. And would you believe it? Look at this. So from the Louisiana Fed, says that inflation's consumer prices for the United States. No graph there, obviously too embarrassed to actually show us it. And then would you believe it? I mean, look at the money. Look, would you believe this? The M1 money stock since February 2020. Look at how much has been printed. That is absolutely insane. And so we'll just remind ourselves of one of my little videos that I do enjoy playing when we watch this. Here we go. What do we know about excessive money printing?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
Indeed, and that's exactly what we are witnessing here. So if you're wondering why they're going around trying to jab us all, that's the reason right there. So let's have a look at, let's go through this article. Here we go. Approximately 50 years ago today, Americans were introduced in the Nixon Shock, when the 37th President of the United States suspended the convertibility of the US dollar into gold. Since this point in time, the US economy has never been the same, as many believe Richard Nixon ushered in a new era of uncontrollable fiat currency creation. Yeah, it's been crazy. So 50 years ago today, Nixon Shock shook the world. Today is the anniversary of when US President Richard Milhouse Nixon, Milhouse, I guess that is, Nixon, told the American public on the 15th of August 1971 that the administration, along with the Treasury, would immediately suspend the US's dollar convertibility into gold. Nixon essentially revealed the removal of the gold standard from the dollar and it would never return. Moreover, what the American public isn't fully aware of is why Nixon and his cronies decided to remove the gold standard. Well, let's find out then, shall we? So Nixon's Vietnam War expenditure sparked the onset of a new fiat era, and these criminals realized they could make money from warmongering. The reason why Nixon removed the gold standard is because the US could not hide the massive war expenditure that was fueling the Vietnam War. Part of the Bretton Woods deal was crafted so the US was the holder of 3/4 of the world's gold. War expenditure under Nixon was so massive, other countries like France started taking note of the US printing massive amounts of USD. On the afternoon of Friday, August 13th, 1971, Nixon and the members of the Treasury secretly met at Camp David. Oh, didn't know about this. So that was on August 15, 1971. Nixon addressed the nation and told them about the decision to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets. Ooh. According to testimony and reports, the secret Camp David meeting was very contentious and led to a huge debate. By the end of the meeting, the Nixon administration ultimately decided to break up the Bretton Woods Agreement, speaking on television on Sunday, 15th of August, 1971. Nixon said that he instructed the 61st US Secretary of the Treasury, John B. Connally, to suspend gold convertibility with US dollars. In recent weeks, the speculators has been waging an all-out war on American dollar. Nixon said on TV, the strength of the nation's currency is based on the strength of the nation's economy, and the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I've directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. Again, trying to find a scapegoat here. The 37th US President Nixon said, a quote here, I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend the temporary convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interests of the monetary stability and in the best interests of the United States. Now, what is this action? Which is very technical. What does it mean for you? Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation. Ever since August 1971, the dollar's value has eroded. The military-industrial complex has grown massive, and bureaucrats can't stop spending. Of course, Nixon wasn't telling the truth that the monetary devaluation of the US dollar began to erode faster than ever before in American history after 1971. Nixon not only opened the floodgates to a world of fiat like never before, but he also provoked an unaudited Federal Reserve and the US military-industrial complex to grow massive after 1971. So what's this? Real GDP, real wages, trade policies in the US, 1947 to 2014. So this is real wage prices. So real GDP per capita, real GDP per FTE, real average wage, GDPR inflator, real average wage capital. All right, okay. Yeah, so wages and everything else are not keeping up with everything else. That's not keeping up with the price of assets. Real capita per GDP. That's exactly what we'd expect. See, that's why the middle classes and those with jobs get absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed, and it's only getting absolutely worse the more they print. It's outrageous. Under President Reagan, Bush, Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama, Trump and Biden, the national debt has swelled to $28.6 trillion. There are now generations of American children who have not known what it's like to live in a country without excessive government spending and endless wars. Meanwhile, since 1971, American wages have stagnated like never before in history, and citizens have been able to afford less and less as the years proceed. Yeah, look at that. Productivity, compensation, oh dear. After Nixon said that his actions would not win us any friends among the international money traders, he didn't tell Americans that the military would need to enforce the petrodollar to keep the Ponzi alive. You would need to, all right. And Robert Kiyosaki has said here, happy birthday, fake US dollar. 50 years ago today, August 15th, 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. US dollar became fake money, ripping off workers, and savers became losers. 50 years ago today is why I do not save dollars. Smart people save gold, silver, and Bitcoin. He's talking about core coin. Oh dear. Well, smart people save Bitcoin, but I guess you can call us smart, I suppose. So since Nixon's time, presidents from both the left and the right have continued to keep the monetary printing scheme going, and have convinced Americans that because of the crises like COVID-19, 9/11, and 2008 financial collapse, bailouts are necessary. In 2020 alone, close to 30% of all the USD in existence was funneled into the hands of private institutions. It's outrageous. In 2021, the economy looks awfully bleak, and investors are resorting back to gold and getting involved with crypto assets like Coolcoin, oh dear, and many others. The US equities market is not situated in reality. The real estate market is extremely bubbly once again. The Federal Reserve owes 1/3 of all mortgage-backed securities, and the US inflation is skyrocketing. Yeah, I mean it's really shocking. It's really shocking, you know. So let's while we're looking at this, while we have this image in mind, that looks pretty good. Or should we found that image there? There we go. Let's play some of these videos, shall we? Oh yes, loving this. Here we go. In honor of the anniversary, here we go. Take the floor, Richard Nixon.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. To our friends abroad, including the many responsible members of the international banking community who are dedicated to stability in the flow of trade, I give this assurance. The United States has always been and will continue to be a forward-looking and trustworthy trading partner.
And when he said forward-looking and trustworthy trading partner, he couldn't help just wipe his mouth because he knew he was lying through his teeth. Literally couldn't help himself. Anybody who knows body language says that is somebody who is lying. Literally, the adrenaline would have been in his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, crikey, I hope they believe me on this one because this is an absolute load of cock and bull." Dear, oh dear. And let's have a listen to Ben Bernanke, who describes where money comes from now, and we can understand it's an absolute farce.
A lot of people think when I say this, or when you say this, or when Positive Money say this, that we're all just a bunch of nutters. But on the 9th of March in 2009, the governor of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke, gave the first ever broadcast interview the governor of the central bank of the United States of America had ever given. And the day before that, he'd bailed out AIG, which is an insurance company, not even a bank, actually, to the tune of about $160 billion. So the journalist says to him, "Now, Mr. Bernanke, where did you get $160 billion to bail out AIG?"
Is that tax money that the Fed is spending? It's not tax money. The banks have accounts with the Fed, much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So to lend to a bank, we simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account that they have with the Fed. So it's much more akin, although not exactly the same, but it's much more akin to printing money than it is to borrowing.
There we go. They simply use the computer. Print it hot off the printing press. It is backed by absolutely nothing. It is absolutely garbage and utterly worthless. Unbelievable. And let's hear the Bank of England, shall we?
There is no guide to how this whole system operates. To give you an example, a researcher at the BBC working on a Robert Peston documentary went to the Bank of England and said, "Can you give me a guide to how money is created?" And they just said no.
How money is created? Nope, sorry, we can't do that. Aren't you the Bank of England? Don't you create money? Well, let's hear Elizabeth Coleman, the Inspector General, feeling the heat when she's quizzed about all this lost money.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Inspector Coleman, you're the Inspector General for the Federal Reserve, right? Okay.
That's correct.
I have a copy of the Inspector General Act here in front of me, and it says, among other things, that it's your responsibility to conduct and supervise audits and investigations relating to the programs and operations of your agency.
That's correct.
So I'm asking you if your agency has, in fact, according to Bloomberg, extended $9 trillion in credit, which, by the way, works out to $30,000 for every single man, woman, and child in this country. I'd like to know, if you're not responsible for investigating that, who is?
No, we have responsibility for the Federal Reserve's programs and operations audits, to conduct audits and investigations in that area. In terms of who's responsible for investigating, would you mind repeating the question one more time?
The question is, have you done any investigation or auditing of off-balance sheet transactions conducted by the Federal Reserve? Do you know who received that money?
I don't know if you're telling me that you're mentioning that there's losses. I'm just saying that we're not, until we actually look at the program and have the information, we are not in a position to say whether there are losses or to respond in any other way to that particular.
Mr. Chairman, my time is up, but I have to tell you honestly, I am shocked to find out that nobody at the Federal Reserve, including the Inspector General, is keeping track of this.
Yeah, you know who's not shocked that they're not keeping track of this? Me. Knowing what I know. Absolutely outrageous. So anyway, let's crack on with see what's going on in the world of Bitcoin, shall we? It's all very exciting at the moment. And as I said, like never a dull moment in this space. I absolutely love it. So we've got a few things to look at here. BSV International doing really well. Posting lots of interesting stuff. Yeah, going to read through that article in a moment. Welcoming BSV Vancouver to its growing list of members, countries, states, cities, regions and more, all helping to spread the utility and adoption of Bitcoin around the world. If you're from the city of Vancouver, drop a follow and help and support. You know, it's coming. There's going to be loads coming through at the moment. And look at this. Look at this. Can you believe it? So we're literally only 14,000 active wallets away from catching Ethereum, which is the most number of activated user wallets on any crypto network. Let's have a quick look at these figures while we're here. Have we surpassed it yet? I mean, who knows? Oh, where are we? 3 months? Oh, it's just dropped down a little bit. Can we extend that a bit? Where are we? Oh, it was so close earlier, so close earlier. Active addresses, yeah. Or, you know, just give it a bit of time, you know. It's, yeah, very exciting. Oh, I'll just close that page. I just wanted to read that there. Hold on one tick. Here we go. BSV International. So this tweet by a crypto rebel. So he said, "Remember that remember that time CoinDesk let Jimmy Nugent on their site to warn everyone about the legal risks of SegWit." Let's have a look at this then. Here we go. When was this? So the risks of segregated witness. Possible problems under US contract law. Did they listen? No, they didn't. Oh dear. So when was this? So June 27th, 2017. Alright, I mean, I didn't have a clue what I was doing back then, so let's see what's going on here. So update June 28th, 2017, 10 to 3 BST. This opinion piece has attracted a significant critical response. Critiques to its technical and legal presentation can be found here. We're going to critique a lawyer, fair dues. Jimmy Nugent is Chief Intellectual Property, Communications and Legal Officer for Enchain, a research and development firm focused on blockchain technology that is developing an alternative Bitcoin software client. No, it's a Bitcoin software. The Bitcoin software client. In this opinion piece, Nugent offers a critical take on the proposed SegWit scaling solution for Bitcoin, that's Corecoin now, arguing that the technical changes could raise legal issues under electronic contract law in the US and elsewhere. For Bitcoin, a vital question is how to increase the network scalability to achieve faster transactions and greater use. The core coin development team's proposed scaling solution, called segregated witness, oh dear, would segregate signatures, which is data witness, from transaction data, and the new solution, SegWit's 2x, builds upon that proposal. Most debate over SegWit centers on the question around technical impacts and risks. Given my legal background, I want to raise significant risk that SegWit, if activated, will create in the legal system. By separating and discarding signature data, SegWit would make the legal proof and authentication of electronic contracts and transactions significantly more difficult. Almost impossible, really. This legal issue could create major practical problems in the business world. If companies and individuals are moving to a world where they emerge in electronic contracts and transactions on the Bitcoin network, what happens if they cannot easily prove and authenticate those transactions later in case of legal disputes or to satisfy regulatory compliance? Absolutely. I mean, Jimmy was like hot on the press. Again, I mean, I didn't even really know who Jimmy Nugent was back in. Yes, I did, in 2017. Early days, I had no idea back then. So today, a standard Bitcoin transaction records both transactions and signature data together, with the signatures accounting for approximately 60% of the data size. The transaction data conveys what value is sent or information is recorded in the Bitcoin transaction. The signature witness data is important because it verifies the person involved and authenticates that they in fact sent or received the transaction. But SegWit assumes that the signature data is only needed where transactions are being validated and can thereafter be discarded as unimportant. Oh dear. Rather than directly raising the 1 megabyte block size, SegWit would indirectly increase the block's capacity to store more transactions by separating the signature data from the transaction data. It then creates two hashes. One, a regular hash out of just the transaction data, and two, a witness hash consisting of a hash both of transaction data and signature data. How is this data stored in a block? The Bitcoin protocol already uses a Merkle tree, a hierarchical data structure composed of hashes of information, to efficiently store transaction data and places the Merkle root into the block header of every mined block. SegWit proposes creating a second Merkle tree to separately store the witness hashes, but does not keep the actual signature data. As SegWit's inventor, Peter Wool, explained, the signatures are only needed at the time of validation. Once a given transaction is validated contemporaneously, SegWit remains the only witness hash in the second Merkle tree and defaults to disregarding the full digital signature. While some nodes could elect to retain the full digital signatures, this creates three possible scenarios. One, some nodes in the network maintain digital signatures. No nodes maintain digital signatures. Or third, the majority of digital signatures will be discarded, the most likely scenario. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, this is a huge problem. Again, I've got some other articles that I want to go through, so I can't read all that. But yeah, wow. Jimmy, hot on that. Absolutely brilliant. Love reading that. Love reading that. So talking about people breaking the law and stuff, this leads us on to the next article. Check this out. I thought this was hilarious. Janet Yellen accused of banking corruption. Oh dear, look at this. So the US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has been accused of corruption due to receiving $7.2 million in speaking fees from just Citibank and the Citadel hedge fund. 2.7 million. So Neil McCrory Ward did a little bit of background checking on this and said that, you know, speakers would normally be paid, you know, or she reckons like, you know, $100,000 for a keynote speech. So even with $100,000, you know, she would have had to have done like 70 speeches throughout the entire year, being paid $100,000 each, because otherwise, where has that amount come from? You know, that's absolutely insane. That to me looks like a bribe and hush money and look the other way money, if you ask me. I mean, it's insane. 2.7 million in 1 year. It's outrageous. Since much of America was locked down in 2020, those speeches are almost all Zoom calls done from her home. 7.2 million total. Bruce Fenton, a long-time Bitcoiner, says Yellen's official limited disclosure reveals she received millions more from other banks like Barclays, BNP, UBS, and more. That's outrageous. Outrageous. So while they're screwing the economy to the floor, people are creating this economic depression, are raking in millions, by these banks who are receiving millions, hot off the US printing press, giving money to the people in the know. It's outrageous. It's absolutely, it's disgusting, really. It makes me sick thinking about it, really. Jeepers. But anyway, there we go. Thought that was funny. So let's get on to my CoinGeek stuff. Here we go, rock and roll. Quality articles here from CoinGeek, as ever, as you'd expect. So I saw this one. This is pretty cool. So CoinDCX raises 90 million to become India's first digital currency unicorn. Jeepers. Again, they're going to lose it all. So India now has its first digital currency unicorn, and it's CoinDCX. The exchange has raised $90 million in its latest fundraising round that was led by one of the co-founders of Facebook. It intends to use the funds to grow its customer base and launch new products as it continues to compete with WazirX, the other major exchange in the country. The Series C funding round was led by B Capital, the venture capital firm led by Facebook co-founder Eduardo Saverin. No way, no way. Existing investors include Coinbase Ventures, Polychain Capital, and EOS maker Blocked One also participated. Oh dear. Following the funding, CoinDCX is now valued at $1.1 billion, becoming the first digital currency unicorn in India. The exchange has now raised a total of $110 million, including $13.9 million Series B it raised in December 2020. Shocking. CoinDCX will channel the funds towards increasing its user base and market share as it continues to compete with its main rival, Binance-owned WazirX. Binance own that? No way. CoinDCX CEO and co-founder Sumit Gupta stated, "We aim to make a crypto digital asset class in India. These funds will be allocated to strengthen workforce, hiring talent across multiple functions, and focus on new business initiatives." CoinDCX says it has about 4 million users, but the CEO has set his sights on hitting 50 million in the near future. In addition, the exchange wants to double its workforce from the current 180. It's also been conducting educational initiatives across India. As the CoinGeek reported, the exchange invested $1.3 million in digital currency education in March. That would have been utter crap because they're all shitcoining. In March last year, under its Try Crypto campaign. As CEO, Gupta told CoinGeek in an interview last year, the campaign is meant to combat negative perceptions of the industry. Well, when it all comes crashing down, imagine how negative the perceptions are going to be then. CoinDCX is also looking to launch new products as it diversifies its services. The first is the CoinDCX Prime, which will cater to wealthy clients. Surprise, surprise. It will also launch Cosmex, a digital currency to digital currency trading platform. Oh dear. For Gupta, the unicorn states is proof that the Indian market has the potential to become a global superpower in the world of crypto if given the right environment. Every good things happen in India, and you might even see more unicorns coming from the crypto space. Well, I mean, it's coming. I mean, imagine. I mean, you've got to be ready for this, people, because it is coming to Bitcoin. The whole lot, literally the whole lot. Kind of scary, really, when you sort of like know what we know. Like, jeepers. Let's see if there's anything in editorials. Oh, yeah, let's have a quick look at this one then. So, why the 51% attack says more about the state of crypto industry than BSV blockchain. So this was yesterday. So this post originally appeared in the Unbounded Capital website, and we republished with permission of Zach Resnick. Oh, I think I've read this one. Okay, so last week we saw a malicious attack on the BSV network. Much of the crypto media described this as an attack with the aim of stealing money via double... Yeah, I've read this one. Gone through this, I get it. All right, nice, all right. And let's go into our favourite shitcoin online magazine, a Coin Telegraph. See what they're reporting on now. See what's going down. Do you know what I mean? So let's have a look at this. Yeah, how blockchain could save the Library of Alexandria. Yeah. BTC price slips on it. Who cares? Multi-chain approach is the future. No, it's not. Bullish Ethereum traders can place risk-averse bets with this option strategy. Who cares? Infrastructure bill passes. Coinbase posts $1.6 billion in Q2 profits. $600 million stolen from DeFi hack. Yeah. Wealth managers gain exposure to Bitcoin via Grayscale according to new SEC filings. Yeah, we know all about that. I mean, they're going to lose everything. They have no idea what's coming. Like, jeepers. XRP chart triggers sell-off warning. Who cares? Honestly, just absolute total and utter shit coining is what this is. It's the smell just simply goes up my nose. I can't stand it. I'm not going to bother reading any of those. Let's see what's going on in Decrypt. Dark web drug dealer indicted for laundering $137 million in Bitcoin from prison. From prison? Like, what? What is this? Good grief. So, a drug dealer jailed since 2018 over drug charges has been indicted for laundering 2,933 core coin while in prison. That's a huge amount. Maryland's Anaxaman had to forfeit a 4,000 core coin in November 2018. That would be worth $187 million today. But he allegedly continued his Bitcoin dealings while in prison. He's now indicted for laundering 2,933 core coin worth $170 million. A dark web drug dealer from Maryland known as, let's get this name right, Axana Axman, is accused by Maryland Federal Court of laundering $137 million worth of core coin from prison. Axana Man, real name Ryan Fares, was in prison 3 years ago for selling alprazolam, a form of strong anxiety drug annexed on the dark web markets. In November 2018, the court ordered Fares to forfeit 4,000 Bitcoin, that's core coin, earned from selling drugs. That much core coin was worth $16,800 then, but would be worth $187.2 million today. Oh. He was also ordered to hand in $5.6 million in cash and property. But Fares continued his money laundering while serving a 57-month prison sentence, according to the federal indictment, which the court unsealed on Wednesday. The indictment alleges that Fares, aided by his father Joseph Fares, laundered drug proceeds between October 2019 and April 2021. In connection with these allegations, the Drug Enforcement Administration seized 2,875 core coin in February and another batch of 59 core coin in May. Today, that Bitcoin would be worth $137 million. While the indictment refers to proceeds derived from drug dealing, it isn't clear whether these were core coin holdings that the government hadn't previously known about, or core coin he somehow acquired while in prison. Dark web and crypto. Reliable data about the dark web, let alone the use of crypto on the dark web, is difficult to obtain. In one attempt, a blockchain analytics firm, Chain Analysis, estimated over $800 million in cryptocurrencies was sent to dark web markets in 2019. The Silk Road, a marketplace popular for buying illicit drugs on the dark web, was forced to shut down by the FBI in 2013. The agency seized 173,991 core coin, worth $33.6 million at the time, but there's still 444,000 core coin missing. 70,000 core coin that mysteriously moved in November 2020 was part of that batch, according to blockchain analysis firm Elliptic. The US government auctioned seized core coin, often at a premium. In 2014, venture capitalist Tim Draper acquired 30,000 core coin confiscated from the Silk Road at an undisclosed price. Surprise, surprise. Fares' Bitcoin is yet to hit the market. Ay. Jeepers. Alright, and let's just go back here, see what else they've got here on bitch news. Yeah. You know, all this stuff. Oh yeah, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban see Dogecoin as the strongest cryptocurrency for payments. Oh my god. Like, and you think these two are meant to be clever? Oh dear, was it UK police sees a USB stick with Ethereum worth $9.5 million on it, on a USB stick. Good grief. Jack Dorsey support voluntarism. Oh, who cares about that? Alright, let's see what these two chumps are up to. They haven't figured it out yet. Dear oh dear. So Tesla CEO Elon Musk and a Shark Tank star Mark Cuban see Dogecoin as the strongest cryptocurrency when it comes to using it as a means of payment. To promote the use of Dogecoin further, the NBA team Dallas Mavericks will be offering special prices for those who pay with Dogecoin. Elon Musk agrees with Mark Cuban that Dogecoin is the strongest medium of exchange crypto. Oh my god. Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and billionaire owner of the NBA team Dallas Mavericks Mark Cuban have affirmed their belief that the meme cryptocurrency Doge is the strongest currency when it comes to paying for goods and services. What a joke. Cuban touted Doge in an interview with CNBC, making it on Friday nothing that Doge is a medium of exchange. Nothing that Doge is, quote here, a medium that can be used for the acquisition of goods and services, he said. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Dogecoin, seriously? The community for Doge is the strongest when it comes to using it as a medium of exchange. Replying to Cuban's comment about Doge, Musk, who is sometimes known as the Doge father, tweeted, "I've been saying this for a while." And this is the tweet. Look at that. He says here, Mark Cuban says Dogecoin is the strongest cryptocurrency as a medium of exchange. And Elon Musk has replied saying, "I've been saying the same for a while." Oh my god. Are they ever going to live that down? Like, seriously. Dogecoin, it's an effing meme coin. Good grief. Yeah, whatever. So in July, Musk reaffirmed his support for Dogecoin by changing his profile picture to include an image of a Shiba Inu dog that represents Doge. The Tesla Techno King recently confirmed that he owns and will not sell his Dogecoin. His baby son, XAA, whatever, 12, also owns some Doge. Moreover, Musk has also been pushing for Doge improvements. Cuban's Mavericks started accepting Dogecoin in March. Since then, the Shark Tank star has revealed that substantial sales have been made with Doge. He even urged a popular talk show host Ellen DeGeneres to accept it at her shop. To encourage the use of Dogecoin for payments further, Cuban tweeted Thursday that the Mavericks will make a special announcement about Dogecoin. He called it a summer merch sale with special pricing for those who pay with Doge. Oh my god, how can you not tell? It's utter crap. Utter crap. How stupid have you got to be? Like, honestly. Some people disagree with Cuban and Musk on the merit of Dogecoin, emphasizing that the meme crypto has an infinite supply. However, the infinite supply argument did not lessen Cuban's enthusiasm for Doge. Cuban's co-star on Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, however, is among those who are not so keen on the meme cryptocurrency. He recently said that he would not invest in Dogecoin. He said here, quotes here, "I don't understand why anybody would," O'Leary added. When you speculate on something like Doge, that's no different than going to Las Vegas and putting your money on red or black. It's pure speculation. Yeah, at least he knows that. A recent survey by Finder shows that a panel of experts expect the price of Doge to hit $1.21 by 2025 and $3.60 by 2030. What an utter load of crap. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, while we're here, let's check on these stats, shall we? You're loving these stats. Come on. Let's see where we are. So Preve in the top left of the screen frame reporting the price of Bitcoin at $167. Oh, CoinDance saying it's 170. Let's have a look at some of these block sizes. Oh, relatively small. Oh, but they get bigger down there. Look at that. Let's see how far the chain is extended now. From effectively this time, or roughly around there. So 9 gigabytes. 9 gigabytes in 24 hours. So yeah, maybe we'll let's round up to 10. So 10 gigabytes a day. I think we're not that far away from. I think we're only like 170, so 17 days we'll be there. To double the chain size of Corecoin. Like, shocking. Let's have a quick look at the price movements today then, shall we? Here we go. Let's do live coin watch and get this get the price in front of our eyes. Whenever you're ready. Here we go. Bring it on. Oh, it's going up about 167. Oh, matching Preve. Whoa. Whoa. Alright, and let's have a look at the chain growth here, shall we? Here we go, wait for these to come up. Here we go. Let's have a look at this then. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. So let's have a look at 3 months maybe. Where are we now? So we are now basically 560 versus 365. So 365 multiplied by 2, so that would be so 730 is what we need, and we're at 560. So 170 gigabytes behind. That's it. Wow. Wow. Oh, it's getting exciting, people. It's hotting up. Let's just have a look at this on Bitfinex. Why not? Oh, exciting stuff. And right, I'm going to have to go back and edit this show. That's been a 45-minute one. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry there was no live viewers today because OBS seems to be switching in and out. So we'll leave it there. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, joy give, and catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonic.com